In the urban labyrinth of Toronto, there lurks a creature shrouded in darkness and fear, a being that feeds on the very essence of human dread. This malevolent entity, known as the Mimagevzi of Toronto, is more than just a rumor. It is a nightmare made flesh, a shadow that stretches over the city's forgotten streets, decaying buildings, and hollowed-out tunnels. The Mimagevzi is not just a tale passed down through generations. It is a haunting presence that resides in the deepest corners of the city, waiting for the next soul foolish enough to cross its path. Origin of the name. The name Mimagevzi is derived from an ancient term in the language of Canada's Indigenous people, meaning the one who hides in the shadows. This name, seemingly harmless, only scratches the surface of the terror that this entity represents. It is said that Mimagevzi is not a mere myth, but an ancient force, a twisted being that thrives on the darkest fears of humankind. Unlike other creatures of legend, Mimagevzi is not seen with the eyes, but felt in the pit of the stomach, a gut-wrenching dread that consumes you before it even appears. Myths and legends. Mimagevzi is not bound by the normal laws of the world. It is a shapeshifter, an ancient entity that has survived through centuries of horror, taking on various forms depending on the fear it wishes to evoke. Some claim to have seen it as a tall, skeletal figure with skin like cracked leather, others as a small, hunchbacked creature that skitters just out of sight. But the most disturbing detail remains the same. It is always followed by an oppressive silence, broken only by the faint sound of dry, rasping breath, like the wind itself is trying to scream but cannot. One legend speaks of a group of curious explorers who ventured into the heart of an abandoned factory late one night, hoping to capture the essence of urban decay on camera. As they descended into the factory's depths, their flashlights began to flicker and die one by one. In the sudden, suffocating darkness, they could hear something moving, the sound of something small yet unnervingly fast, scurrying through the shadows. Then came the unmistakable sound of wet breathing, right behind them. When they turned, they saw only red eyes glaring back from the pitch-black corners of the building. And then the lights went out for good. One by one, the explorers vanished. Some say their bodies were never found, while others claim that the last of them was found, curled in a corner, eyes wide in terror, their faces frozen in an expression of unspeakable horror. Their bodies had been drained of color, as if all life had been sucked out of them, except for their eyes, which remained eerily red. There are other, more horrifying stories. People who claim to have seen Mimagevzi peering through broken windows of the city's dilapidated buildings, its glowing eyes staring into their souls. Those who met its gaze were never seen again, as if the creature had devoured them from the inside out. According to these accounts, Mimagevzi doesn't just follow you, it gets inside your mind, twisting your thoughts, pulling you into a descent into madness. The Dark Presence. The Mimagevzi's power is said to lie in its ability to manipulate the very fabric of reality around its victims. It thrives in the darkest corners of the city, where shadows merge and twist into grotesque shapes. Victims who encounter it describe the sensation of something crawling beneath their skin, a creeping coldness that spreads through their veins, numbing them to the core. They feel its presence before they see it, a growing weight on their chest, a tightening around their throat as if they are being strangled by the very air around them. Some say the Mimagevzi is always there, watching, lurking in the spaces between reality and nightmare. It feeds on your fear, and once it has tasted your terror, it is never far behind. It is said to whisper your deepest, darkest fears, feeding them back to you in twisted, mocking voices. These whispers slowly drive you to the edge of madness, where you no longer know where the real world ends and the nightmare begins. Modern interpretations of the myth. In the age of technology and social media, the Mimagevzi has found new life. Paranormal enthusiasts and urban explorers frequently share blurry images and shaky videos online, claiming to have captured the entity on film. Most of these videos are grainy and indistinct, showing only fleeting glimpses of a figure bathed in an unnatural red glow. But those who have experienced the terror firsthand know the truth. There is something much more sinister lurking in the darkness than can be captured by any camera. There are also chilling reports of people who, after hearing the whispers or seeing the red eyes, experience bizarre occurrences in their daily lives. The sense of being watched, the smell of rotting flesh, and the creeping sensation that someone or something is always just behind them. These people describe feeling as though they are being stalked by an invisible force, and that no matter how far they run, it is always one step behind. Some claim they are driven to the point of madness, hearing the whispers even in broad daylight. What do scientists say? There is, of course, evidence to support the existence of the Mimagevzi. Psychologists suggest that the creature is a product of the collective fears of the city's residents, brought about by years of decay and neglect. Toronto's vast network of abandoned buildings and tunnels serves as the perfect breeding ground for urban legends, and many believe the Mimagevzi is a manifestation of these fears, a reflection of the mental and emotional decay that grips a city on the brink of collapse. However, there are others who claim that the Mimagevzi is more than just a myth. Some theorists argue that it is an entity that exists between the realms of the living and the dead, a creature born from the collective anxiety of those who dare to look too closely into the city's forgotten corners. The truth may never be known, but the terror it leaves in its wake is very real. Conclusion. The Mimagevzi of Toronto is not just a story to pass around at night. It is a relentless, malevolent force that exists in the fabric of the city itself. Whether it is an ancient creature or simply a manifestation of collective fear, it continues to haunt the streets, waiting for its next victim. Once you've heard the whispers or seen the red eyes, there is no escape. The Mimagevzi does not just haunt the city, it haunts the mind, and once it has claimed your soul, there is no way to escape its grasp.